Ever wonder why some people just seem to have a little extra sparkle upstairs? You know the ones, the quick thinkers, the brilliant minds, the smooth talkers who seem to have a quote for every situation. Some say it's good genes. Others say it's a little thing called destiny. But if you ask the stars, they'll tell you. Some signs are simply wired for brilliance. And today, we're cracking open the cosmic vault to reveal the top 5 smartest zodiac signs, backed by both the wisdom of astrology and the cold, hard light of science. Because when the stars align, magic happens, and sometimes genius is born. But before we jump into the countdown, let's get one thing clear. Intelligence isn't one size fits all. It's not just solving calculus problems or memorizing the capitals of obscure countries. Real intelligence shows up in a million tiny ways. Knowing how to read a room, spinning a story that captures hearts, finding solutions when everyone else sees dead ends. Intelligence is layered, textured, and as diverse as the stars themselves. So whether you believe in astrology, trust in science, or just love a good story about human potential, you're in the right place. Because today we're chasing brilliance across the constellations. Let's begin. Starting strong at number 5. Gemini. Gemini. The twin flame of the zodiac. Restless, curious, and always 2 steps ahead of everyone else. If you've ever tried to have a debate with a Gemini, you probably walked away wondering what just happened. They can argue both sides of a point better than most can argue one. Ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication and intellect, Geminis come into this world with mental engines already revving. Scientists have long noted that people born in late spring and early summer tend to show exceptional verbal and analytical skills. It's not just a coincidence. In fact, studies in cognitive development suggest that seasonal birth factors, like sunlight exposure and school enrollment age, could have a subtle impact on how the brain wires itself early on. But Geminis don't need a research paper to tell them they're fast on their feet. They live it. They breathe it. They're the ones juggling 3 conversations, 2 text threads, and a book recommendation, all while planning their next career pivot. They don't just learn information. They absorb it, remix it, and fire it back at you like a spark shooting off a flint. It's said that Geminis are the human version of Wikipedia, only faster, wittier, and occasionally a little more dangerous. Mark Twain once said, "It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog." If he wasn't a Gemini, he might as well have been, because that's Gemini energy in a nutshell. Small package, big impact, endless mental fight. Of course, there's a flip side. Gemini minds can move so fast they sometimes trip over themselves. Focus isn't always their strong suit, but when they find something that truly captures their endless curiosity, they can move mountains, or at least rewrite the instruction manual for how to climb them. Now, just when you thought it couldn't get sharper, colder, and more precise. Coming in at number 4, it's Scorpio. Scorpio, the silent strategist of the zodiac. If Gemini's mind is like a busy newsroom, Scorpio's mind is like a locked war room in the Pentagon. Dark, intense, secretive, and very, very smart. Ruled by Pluto, the planet of transformation and secrets, and co-ruled by Mars, Scorpio has a mind that's as sharp as a blade and just as deadly. They don't waste words, they don't broadcast their thoughts. They observe, they calculate, they wait. Research has shown that people born in the fall, particularly around Scorpio season, often demonstrate higher levels of critical thinking and emotional intelligence. These are the people who see patterns where others see chaos, who hear what you're not saying louder than the words you are. To be honest, Scorpios don't just play chess. They invent new versions of it while you're still figuring out where the knights go. There's a reason the phrase "still waters run deep" feels like it was written for them. Underneath that calm exterior is a swirling ocean of strategy, passion, and raw intellect. Albert Camus once wrote, "Blessed are the hearts that can bend. They shall never be broken." Scorpio would agree, except they'd add, "And those hearts that can bend will also conquer." But beware. Intelligence, when mixed with emotion and a thirst for control, can be a dangerous cocktail. Scorpios have the brains to change the world, and the willpower to make it happen. Whether that's for better or worse, well, that's up to them. Next up, stepping into the spotlight at number 3, Virgo. Precise, methodical, relentlessly logical. If Scorpio is the secret weapon, Virgo is the scalpel, cutting through nonsense with surgical precision. Virgos are ruled by Mercury too, but while Gemini uses Mercury's speed for wit and wordplay, Virgo channels it into analysis and perfectionism. They are the editors of the zodiac, the master craftsmen, the ones who see the comma out of place and the flaw nobody else noticed. Studies show that September-born individuals consistently rank higher in conscientiousness, a psychological trait that links to meticulousness, organization, and goal-oriented behavior. In other words, Virgo traits through and through. But Virgo's intelligence isn't just bookish, it's practical. It's the kind of smart that fixes your taxes, builds your business plan, and organizes your life when it's spinning out of control. Famous author F. Scott Fitzgerald once said, "Genius is the ability to put into effect what is on your mind." If that's true, then Virgo isn't just genius. They're efficiency incarnate. They won't necessarily be the ones shouting their brilliance from the rooftops. Virgos prefer to let their work speak for itself. Their solutions are quiet, clean, and devastatingly effective. But, and this is important, Virgo's strength can also be their burden. Their pursuit of perfection can turn into paralyzing self-criticism. Sometimes they set standards so high, even they can't reach them. Yet still, they try. Because in the heart of every Virgo beats the belief that the world could be better. And they just might be the ones to fix it. And now we're getting dangerously close to cosmic genius. Sitting at number 2, Aquarius. Aquarius is the rebel, the revolutionary, the dreamer with their head 2 decades into the future. If you've ever met someone who seemed a little, well, not of this earth, there's a good chance they were an Aquarius. Ruled by Uranus, the planet of sudden change and innovation, Aquarius doesn't just think differently, they are different. They live on a different wavelength, one where society's rules are merely suggestions and imagination is a daily habit. Neuroscientific studies show that individuals born in January and February tend to demonstrate higher rates of divergent thinking. That beautiful brain trick that lets you find multiple solutions to a single problem. It's the kind of thinking that leads to revolutions, breakthroughs, and moments of genius that change the world forever. Aquarians are the ones who say, "What if we didn't do it the old way?" And then, they actually find a better way. Voltaire once said, "Judge a man by his questions rather than his answers." Aquarius would nod in agreement, because to them the question is often more important than the solution. They are the visionaries, the dreamers, the stubborn idealists who believe that tomorrow can be brighter than today if only we dare to imagine it differently. But even Aquarians aren't immune to their own traps. Their minds can spin so far ahead that reality struggles to keep up. They can be idealists to a fault, sometimes losing sight of the human element in their grand designs. Still, the world needs its dreamers, and Aquarius dreams bigger, better, and bolder than almost anyone else. And finally, number 1. The smartest zodiac sign, backed by the stars and grounded in science, is none other than Sagittarius. The philosopher, the seeker, the adventurer of the mind and the soul. Ruled by Jupiter, the planet of wisdom and expansion, Sagittarius isn't just smart, they're big smart. They don't just want answers, they want meaning. They're the ones asking why, how, what if, and chasing those answers across every corner of the earth. Research suggests that winter-born individuals, especially late November and December, tend to score higher in optimism, abstract thinking, and resilience. These aren't just traits of survival, they're traits of brilliance. Sagittarius is the sign that refuses to accept surface-level truths. They dig deeper, they travel farther. They dare to believe that the universe holds answers worth chasing. Mark Twain, himself a Sagittarius, once said, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did. It's the Sagittarian manifesto. Seek, risk, discover. Sagittarius minds are wide-open landscapes where philosophy, science, art, and adventure collide. They aren't interested in winning arguments. They're interested in understanding life itself. And yes, their greatest strength, their boundless curiosity, can also be their weakness. Sometimes they chase so many horizons, they forget where they started. But that's the price of having a mind too big for any one place to hold. So whether you're a quick-witted Gemini, a calculating Scorpio, a precise Virgo, an innovative Aquarius, or a boundless Sagittarius, remember, intelligence takes many forms, and the stars in their infinite mystery have gifted each of these signs with a mind that can light up the world. In the end, it's not just the sign you're born under, it's the life you choose to build, the questions you dare to ask, the dreams you chase when everyone else is too afraid to leave the shore. The stars may guide us, but it's our journey that defines us. And trust me, the universe is rooting for you.